people don't know about you, they can't buy from you.
All right, so if the goal is to build a personal brand, we need to start focusing deep on the reputation that we want, right? Meaning that the content has to be about. All right, so I've got to a point where I want to build my own personal brand. Guess what? This entire process is very scary considering the fact that I'm literally starting from zero. So, zero followers, zero subscribers, and most of all, zero experience. I don't have any prior experience getting into this, but all I have is all the information that I've consumed from the resources that I've found online, right? I've thought about I've thought about the best way to approach this problem of building a personal brand. I try to find a simple formula that would allow me to waste as little time as possible, because as you know, it's highly possible to waste time, especially if you have zero experience. Right, so I've tried to find a simple formula that would allow me to waste as little time possible, and it came down to this one, right? I understand that it's highly possible to waste time in most cases, considering that I'm still new, but I'm trying to waste as little time as possible, because if I end up in this process of trying to start uh, for a long time, I might end up losing the motivation and things go south. You know that. So it came down to three simple steps, and I'm gonna share them with you just now. Let me switch to my screen. All right, so these are the 3 points that I can say summarize my entire journey of becoming a personal brand, right? So, how I want you to think about these 3 points is actually simple. This is not an official way to build a personal brand. This is just me laying down what I think is right for me when it comes to building my own brand, right? So, these points actually summarize everything. So the first point is, who am I becoming? The second point is, who am I helping in the journey? And then the third point is, how do I afford the time to be full time? All right, so going back to the first point, the process of becoming is what I believe you are supposed to share with the people, right? You're not you are not aiming to share a finished product or a finished project. You want to share the raw data, the everyday things that you do in order to become the person that you want to become, right? So I've watched a video. Okay, let me show you the video.
And really positioning your brand right. Why does it matter right now?
Well, I mean, I think the personal branding is basically the digitization of reputation, right? Like reputation is something we all understand and we go, yeah, we all have one and we all need one and it matters. When you hear personal brand, people are like, I don't know. I don't really like social media. I'm too busy. Blah, blah. But it's like, no, no, no. Personal branding is just the digitization of reputation. So whether you like it or not, you have to have one. And if ultimately, if people don't know about you, they can't buy from you.
All right, so if the goal is to build a personal brand, we need to start focusing deep on the reputation that we want, right? Meaning that the content has to be about the identity that we want. If you're passionate about branding but known for fitness, you have a reputation around fitness. So your goal now becomes building the right personal brand, right? So you start talking about branding. That's as simple as it is. It only becomes complicated when you complicate it. If you're watching this from a mobile screen, I am pretty sure you are struggling with the illustrations. So what I've done for you is this. I've created a simple ebook that you can actually consume and get all the illustrations from it in a very clear, presentable way. So if you're watching this from your phone, you can get this. And then another value that I've added to this ebook is I've went into more detail about what this video covers, and just trying to make sure that you don't waste time getting this ebook, and it actually brings more value to you. So if you're interested, you can just click the link down in the description below. It's very visible, and then you can just get the book and then start reading, and hopefully you'll get more value than you would on this video using a mobile phone. Anyways, let's continue. Now that you understand what this point is about and what its process involves, let's look at this one, the point number 2, right? Point number 2. So point number 2 is all about who am I helping within my journey, right? So how we should think about this question from my audience's perspective is, how are you guys going to extract value within my journey? How is my journey going to help you, right? All right, so to better explain this, I'm going to use the idea of traffic, right? So we all understand what traffic is, but in case you don't, traffic is just a flow of people that actually discover your content and watch it, right? So it's the people who discover your content and then consume it. All right, so in your journey, you're going to discover 3 different people, right? So you're going to discover curious people, going to discover passionate people, and then you're going to discover purposeful people, right? So the curious people are people who are intrigued. The moment they see your content, they are intrigued, right? They are not actively motivated by the idea, but they are curious enough to be interested in learning more, right? And then we have passionate people, and then these people have already developed strong interest and building their knowledge in order to create or educate, right? So these are the people who are still on their journey to figuring things out, but they know where they are going in terms of the concepts that they should explore in order to be where they want to be. And then lastly, purposeful people. These are people who are driven by deep desire to improve their thinking or process, right? These are people who are already creating or educating, right? So they implement knowledge instead of storing it to build reason, right? I hope that makes sense to you. Right, so as you can see, the weight of value is determined by traffic. All right, so in order for me to be in a space where I am sure that I am delivering value, I need to understand my traffic and then deliver the appropriate value. Meaning that I need to understand who is consuming my content, and then from that knowledge, make sure that I am providing value to that person,